tank. There's like two dudes. One dude is shivering. I think he's been in there for days, and he's like, you know, he's about to pass out. He's just shivering. The guy looks so sad. And then there's like this big Mexican, you know, you could tell he's a gangbanger guy, you know, big dude. And there's a toilet, you know, there's like one chrome toilet in the corner that hasn't been washed since 1962, you know. And there's like half a roll of toilet paper, and the big gangbanger Mexican dude is using it for a pillow. He's sleeping, and his head's on this toilet paper. And all I'm thinking is, man, I'm going to be in here for 10 hours. Thank the good Lord I didn't eat a Taco Bell before I got arrested.
No shit.
Because what am I going to be like? Hey, dude, you know, I need that toilet paper. You know, the guy's going to stand up and rip my limbs off. You know, but the story is, you know, basically, you know, I was on my way. Like I said, it's all in the song. I was on my way to Nashville. I was doing one of my little tours, starting from Chicago down to Indiana, on my way to Nashville. And ironically, on my way back from Nashville, I was going to play a coffee shop, which was like down the street from the detention center where I ended up. But I just played my show in Valparaiso. I'm minding my own business. I'm going through this town called Elizabethtown, Kentucky. State trooper pulled me over, told me that I failed to merge. To what, I don't know. I was driving the speed limit. His canine was in my car. He asked me if his canine could sniff out my car, and I thought, well, he won't find the quarter gram of weed I got buried in there. You know, I mean, it's like a puff of pot. You know, dog ain't gonna find that much. They're looking for cocaine, and she, well, you know, the stupid ass I am. The dog found it just like that. I think it's pretty funny though. I had the weed in an Alan Jackson cassette jewel case. And part of that thinking was, if I did get pulled over by a redneck cop, you know, they'd see an Alan Jackson tape and they think, oh, he's a good old boy. He listens to Alan Jackson, you know. The dog found it. Cuffs went on. I ended up in the Elizabethtown Detention Center for almost a couple days. I missed the Nashville show. And everything they say about prison food is absolutely right. It's horrendous, man. The fuckers, you know, but it's not bad enough that they throw you in the drunk tank and then they've totally fucked up your life, you know. They're trying to make a living here. I'm missing my gig. I don't know when I'm going to get out of there. And what they really fuck with you. 4 a.m, they come down and they wake me up and they come with us. I have no idea where they're taking me. Next thing I know, I'm sitting like in this nurse's office, and she's asking me all these questions. You got AIDS? Have you ever had AIDS? Do you intend to get AIDS? You know, do you have any skin conditions? No. You do drugs? I felt like saying, you stupid bitch. If I didn't do drugs, I wouldn't be in here. You know, I mean, just stupid shit. You know, and I'm saying, why are you waking? What is this about? I'll ask her questions. You know, and then you go back to your cell. By then it's 4:20, and then at 5 o'clock they're waking you up again for what they call breakfast. You know, and I've always made it a point never to eat anything that crawls, and I kept to that point because that shit was crawling. And then, like the other inmates, you got guys in there for life, man. Guys in there. There was a guy in my cell doing a year for defending himself in a bar fight. I mean, I'm thinking, man, I could never get out of this place. They're going to lock up a dude for being in a bar fight for a year. And I was getting scared in there, man, because I don't know if the guys were fucking with my head, but they say stuff like, yeah, man, you know, they can let you out of here when they want to. You know, how much, yeah. I'd be like, man, all I had was like a puff of weed on me. It was, you know, not even enough to get you high. And they're like, hey, man, I've heard of dudes doing 2 years for a joint here in this town, man. I'm starting to get really worried, you know. I'm thinking, man, you know that movie Midnight Express where the guy gets busted in Turkey? I just had these visions of, I may not even get out of here. Well, I did get out of there. And,
right.
And so the song Busted in Kentucky I wrote on the steering wheel of my car while coming back. Well, there's one more twist to the story. So I got out, and I was very relieved because Jack brought up wife swap a little while ago, and the wife swap people were going to be at my house the very next day to start filming this episode. And I thought, man, what if I don't get out of here in time? Well, I did. So when I got out Friday morning, I was relieved. And I'll tell you guys, I think every American needs to lose their freedom. Yes, if not, that was the first time I ever lost my freedom. I lost my freedom for a day and a half, and I can never walk in the shoes of the man or woman who does really hard time in the jail. Like, forget about a week, a year, 2 years, 3 years. Man, I couldn't do it, man. I tell you, I sat in a Home Depot parking lot and returned all my calls from all these friends who were like, Pete, we're down here at Borders. I was going to be performing at the Borders bookstore. That was my show in Nashville. We're at Borders. Where are you? All these messages wondering where I was, and I'm returning these, explaining the story. I'm talking to my wife, and I'm sitting in this Borders parking lot. No, not Borders, but this Home Depot parking lot. And I tell you guys, that Home Depot parking lot, after being incarcerated for almost a couple of days, after having my identity and my freedom just totally taken from me, I may as well have been sitting on a Caribbean beach. It was just, wow. It looked beautiful. It just felt so good to be free. Everything looked so good. The tree, the grass that we take advantage of, that we see every day. I mean, after seeing nothing but concrete, all it takes is a couple of days surrounded by nothing but concrete and walls and abysmal surroundings, which is what that detention center was. I tell you, you just want to go up and just kiss the tree. And I'm a wimpy bastard, man. I'm just in there for fucking 2 days. Gosh, man, to do hard time in jail, I must be a pussy because, I don't know, I consider myself tough, but I was only in there for a couple days. Mm-hmm. These people that do real time, man, I couldn't do it. I do not want to go back down there, man, because it's not just the fact that you can't go anywhere. And what really fucked with my head was I was missing a show. I really think if I didn't have a show, I would have taken it better. But I don't ever miss a show, and it was so. I just kept watching the clock tick, thinking, "Come on, somebody come through." And even when the bail money comes through, they still fuck with you. I knew the bail money was there. My wife had sent it. Right. But they still keep you for a few hours more. Why? Because they can. They want to make it as miserable as possible for you, And it's not just all that also. The worst part really is when they take all your clothes and make you get in those monkey suits, those orange jumpsuits. They take your watch, your wedding ring, your necklaces. I mean, they'd probably take your tattoos off your skin if they could. Right. That's just, and suddenly you all look the same. It's like China, where they're all wearing those same suits, those same green clothes they wear. It's like they strip you of your identity. Similar, I know that's what they do when you go in the military too. When you think about it, the military, is very similar to prison. They shave your head. They make you all dressed the same, and it's one mindset that they force you into. And I'm telling you, man, I just I don't ever want to be in a situation of doing hard time because it would totally suck, But so I got out, and I'm so ironically, my show that night was, like I was saying earlier, in a coffee house not far from the detention center in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. When I booked this tour, I had no idea that I would be busted in the town where I'd be playing at. So I very nice people at the coffee shop, very nice club. I walk in there, I go, man, this is a nice room. This is actually designed for listening. They got seats and tables right up by the stage. Well, 3 people paid the cover charge that night. 3 people. This is like a Friday night. This is how hopping this town is, man. And this coffee shop is like right in downtown Elizabethtown, 3 people paid the cover charge. I had an opening act. I made $7.
So that song from start to finish is a true story. 3 people paid the cover charge and made about $7, busted in Kentucky, then clean out of luck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.